Today, we're taking a journey deep inside one of the world's most notorious gangs, MS-13. This is the story of how you climb the ranks, from a kid on a street corner to the very top of a violent international criminal empire. And the entire journey is dictated by one single, inescapable rule. This right here, this is everything. It's the core philosophy, the first and last commandment of MS-13. It's brutally, brutally simple. There's only one way to get in, and there's only one way to get out.
So what does that actually mean for a member? Well, blood in is the violent initiation you have to survive just to join. And blood out? That means your membership ends when your blood is spilled. In other words, when you're dead. Turning informant doesn't count as leaving. It just gets you to the blood out part a whole lot faster.
So how does a life like this even begin? Well, it all starts right where you'd expect, on a street corner in a neighborhood where the gang's shadow is long. This is ground zero. This is where the recruitment process kicks off.
Okay, picture this. You're 14 years old. You start hanging around the corner where the older guys post up. You're not asking to join, not yet. You're just there, making yourself useful. They give you a nickname, Bottle, because your job is basically to be an empty bottle. See everything, say nothing. You're not a member. You're an asset on probation.
Your job is simple, but man, the stakes are high. See a cop car rolling by? You text a quick emoji. Spot a rival gang coming down the block? You run and you warn the crew. And you get paid absolutely nothing for this. Zero. This whole thing isn't about earning money. It's about proving you can be trusted. Proving you're not a snitch. You do this for, say, 6 months. You prove your loyalty. Then, one night, one of the senior members pulls you aside, and he asks the question you've been waiting for. You want in? If you say yes, it's not like you just get a handshake. Oh no, you have to get checked in. And that leads to a ritual of pure violence they call the Chikeo. 13. This number is everything in MS-13. It stands for the 13th letter of the alphabet, M for Mara Salvatrucha, the gang's full name. It's also, not coincidentally, the number of seconds your initiation beating is going to last. 13 seconds of absolute hell.
The rules of the Cheko are simple and just brutal. You stand in the middle of a circle as 13 members swarm you. All at once, the first fist cracks against your jaw. A steel-toed boot finds your ribs. By second 8, you're tasting your own blood. By second 11, your vision is a blur. But you can't fight back. You can't run. And you sure as hell can't cry out. You just have to take it. And then, at the 13th second, it just stops. A senior member pulls you to your feet, gives you a hug, and says, "Welcome, homeboy." You're given your new street name, Flaco, Smiley, Diablo, whatever. That's who you are now. You're officially in. You're family. So you've survived the Chikeo. You're no longer just a kid watching from the sidelines. You're a soldier. And this is where the real work, as they call it, begins. You start earning, sure, but you also start taking on some serious risk. Right off the bat, as a soldier, you're moving drugs. And you're getting paid, about $200 a week. Now, that might not sound like a fortune, but look at this. For a 16-year-old kid, that's often more money than his own mother makes working 2 jobs for 3 days. That kind of cash, it feels like real power. Your duties expand pretty quickly. One day, you're moving product. The next, you're enforcing protection payments on a local shop owner with a baseball bat. You're expected to actively hunt down rivals who wander into your territory. And if you get caught by the cops, the rules are crystal clear. You do your time and you keep your mouth shut. Snitching is a death sentence. No exceptions. Just surviving as a soldier is one thing, but for those who are smart, ambitious, and violent enough, there's a whole ladder to climb. This is how you go from being the muscle on the street to being the mind that controls it. So here it is, the career path. You start as a boilo, the lookout. You get jumped in as a soldier. From there, you can become a veterano, then a palabrero, a ronflero, and maybe, just maybe, the top dog, a shot caller. Every single step up means more money, more respect, and a whole lot more danger. Let's say by 19, you've already done a stint in prison, and you proved your loyalty by keeping quiet. You could get promoted to veterano. You're not posted on the corner anymore. Now you're managing the soldiers who are. You control a few blocks of territory, and you're pulling in something like $1,500 a week. Make it to 24, and you might just become a palabrero, which literally translates to the one who speaks. You're now the leader of a local chapter, or a clique. You're the boss. You settle disputes, you give the orders, and you have the power to issue a green light, which is an order to have someone killed. Your word is absolute law. All right, now we're getting to the very top.
At this level, MS-13 stops acting like a street gang and starts operating more like a twisted, violent corporation. And believe it or not, its most powerful leaders are often running the entire show from inside a prison cell.
If you make it to 30, you could become a Ranflero, a regional leader who controls an entire city. You're basically a CEO now. You're negotiating directly with drug cartels, you're overseeing massive money laundering schemes, and you're managing all the palabreros beneath you. We are talking about an income of up to $50,000 a week. But here's the craziest part, the real paradox of MS-13. Getting a life sentence isn't the end of your career, it's a promotion. See, a Ranflero is powerful on the streets, no doubt. But the shot caller, a leader serving life in prison, he's a king. From inside a concrete box, he commands absolute authority, sending out orders that simply cannot be refused. And so, after climbing this entire bloody ladder, from the corner all the way to a prison throne, the journey comes full circle. It all comes back to that one fundamental, inescapable rule: blood in, blood out.
I mean, just look at this timeline. It's a short, fast, violent life. You're a lookout at 14 and a regional boss by 30. By the time you hit 35, most of the guys you came up with are either dead or serving life sentences. Surviving to that age makes you an old man in this world.
So let's say you're 35. You've made and lost more money than you can count. You've been shot 4 times. You've killed 3 people. You've done prison time. And one day, you find yourself just driving right back to that same corner where you stood as a skinny 14-year-old kid.
And what do you see when you get there? There's a new kid. He's 14. He's just standing there, watching, waiting, just like you did. He's hungry for the exact same things you were: respect, money, a family. And in that moment, it's like looking in a mirror. You see yourself. You see the cycle.
And this is the gut punch the source material leaves us with. A new face, a new bottle, just waiting for his turn to get checked in. The whole machine just keeps on running, fueled by the same poverty and desperation that started it all. So the real question isn't just about how this life works, it's about what, if anything, could ever possibly break the cycle.